So I basically never really talk about Sword and Shield anymore because it's not really the hot topic. Everybody's talked about Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions. It's all the new stuff that's very popular. I mean, Sword and Shield really is not that old, but it's not really in the news. But I wanted to make this video just to update you guys on the prices of booster boxes because some have just rebounded back to what they were originally because if you guys didn't know, Sword and Shield in the past few months has seen a sort of small dip because they ran up so much late last year, and they just had to, have a little cooling off period. But a lot of them have bounced back. Some of them haven't. So just wanted to go over the ones that have, the ones that haven't, and give my thoughts about, I guess, the investability in the boxes that I would say are good buys right now. So Chilling Reign is one of the boxes that has not bounced back. These peaked at around 400 bucks. It's still at very low 300s. Chilling Reign has always sort of been behind like Fusion and Lost Origin because at one point they were all around 220. But Chilling Reign for some reason is just not as popular as the other ones. And I think a big reason why that is because it just doesn't have that huge like $600 plus chase card like those sets have, because the Blaziken in the set I believe is around 300 something, so it's not at that level. So that's one reason why I really think that Chilling Reign booster boxes are cheaper than them right now, and they haven't bounced back. So you can still buy for low 300s. Long term, I'd say, since these haven't bounced back and those other ones have, which I'll get to, I think Chilling Reign is a good buy right now at low 300s. If you go on eBay, find any sort of deals, I think buying at this price is very good because it's still in a period where it has not bounced back yet. Next is Evolving Skies. Now, Evolving Skies booster boxes are now 1,300 bucks. In the past month, they haven't really done much because they hit 1,000 and that was kind of crazy already, and then they started to go up even more. So at this price point, it's hard to say it's a good buy. But if you just widen the lens a little bit and look at where this is gonna be at in 5 years from now, this is not expensive. But obviously, in the moment, a $1,300 box seems expensive. But when there's a generational set like Evolving Skies, or even just like in all of Pokemon, a $1,300 box isn't. It's not that expensive if you really think about it that way. So I wouldn't say it's the best investment, at least short term, because there's probably some other stuff you could do better on. But long term, if you have like a 5 year time frame, I mean, look at Team Up. Look how expensive that box is now. 1,300, in my opinion, if you look at it from like a 5 year time frame, even like 3 to 5 years, this is not expensive. So I would say this is, in my opinion, a very safe investment. But short term, and like a few months and stuff, I wouldn't expect it to go much higher than it is already right now. That's just my opinion. But still, long term, I mean, buying Evolving Skies at 1,300, I don't think it's bad. Next here, Fusion Strike. So this box was one of them that did at one point hit over $500, but it dropped all the way down to the very low 400s. It has bounced back. So you can see here the lowest listed now is $490 when you add $15 to $475. It's $490, so it's basically back to where it was originally, basically at 500 bucks. You can see the market price has adjusted. So yeah, this is now basically now a $500 box once again. Next, Brilliant Stars. Now, what's really weird about Brilliant Stars is that it's always been around 300 bucks. Like if you look at the past, like it's been pretty consistently like at this price for the past like few months. It just really hasn't changed much. It's a pretty, stable box. Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, I feel like, I don't know if it's because maybe the lack of hits, but I feel like it's always been sort of underrated. And I mean the lack of hits in the main set, because there's really just the Charizard, there's the Arceus V2, but it doesn't have a ton of alternate arts or something like Chilling Reign does. It doesn't have a trainer gallery with the evolutions, but I think the lack of amount of alternate arts in the set is really why it's not that expensive. But at 300, I mean, still, you look at the time frames. A $300 box in its Brilliant Stars has Charizard, it has evolutions. I've said it for the longest time. I still think it's a fine buy, but I think it could be argued that Chilling Reign could possibly be a better buy if you can buy them at, this is 300 bucks. The Chilling Reign box was like 315, pretty, similar. Could be argued maybe Chilling Reign's a better buy, but Brilliant Stars having that Charizard combined with Evolutions, to me, I like it better, but Chilling Reign does have more expensive cards. So it's kind of a toss-up. I would say, Chilling Reign's maybe a safer bet because it has a lot more, expensive cards as a deeper set, but I like the factor with Brilliant Stars having that Charizard, Alternate Art, and the Evolutions. So next here, Astral Radiance. So Astral Radiance, I feel like has always been sort of a weird set because, it never really stood out. Astral Radiance has always been kind of a sleeper, but also not really because the top chase cards on the champ, and that card's never really performed extremely well. Compared to all the other alternate arts and all the other sets, it's pretty cheap. I think it's still in the hundreds, like maybe around 100 something. I haven't checked in a long time, so I could be wrong. Maybe it's gone up, but it hasn't ever been that strong of a set. I mean, it does have that Starmie in the trainer gallery, but it's never been a standout. Astral has always been one where it's not really been talked about. It's a little bit weird with Astral, but I mean, if you look at the price, it's gone up significantly. I remember not too long ago, these were in like the 170s, 180s. Now they were 275. So it is getting up there with Brilliant. I would say Brilliant, in my opinion, is a way better set than Astral. So at this price point, I would say Astral really isn't that great of a pickup because, in my opinion, there's way more options out there that I feel like are just better buys, like Brilliant, than Astral. But I mean, this has still performed extremely well. You can see in the past 3 months, it has gone up a lot. Even the past month, you can see here it's gone up a good amount too. Now, Lost Origin here did also see a pretty decent sized dip. These went all the way down from 400 to around like very low 300s, and I remember telling you guys when boxes of these I think were like 320, 340, around that range. If you did not get in when they were like $200 a box, that was your time to buy because that discount was not going to last long. Lost Origin is a super strong set at that price where it dipped from 400 to 320. That was an obvious buy if you missed out. Hopefully, you guys, if you did miss out and you wanted to buy and you got a small discount, then hopefully you bought because now they are exactly back to where they were before they dipped at $400 now. And you can see, these do sell, there's some gaps every single day for some of these boxes, but they still sell, and now it's back up to where it was at 400. I still have a good amount of these, so I'm happy to see it go back up because I did know that at some point it was gonna go back up to where it was because that small dip was just because we saw such a great rising in price in a short amount of time. It was not surprising that it did have to dip for a little bit, but when you look at the supply for these, it's not going to go crazy anytime soon. Like, it's probably going to stay around the $400 range, but yeah, it has just gone back up to where it was, which is nice to see. And lastly here we have Silver Tempest, which is now the exact same price as Astral. It's at around 270. I would say Silver Tempest at this price is a better buy than Astral. Astral, for a while I feel like Astral was a little bit more expensive than Silver just because Silver was available on Pokemon Center for so long, but since supply is starting to dry up with Silver Tempest, they're the same price now. But I think long-term Silver Tempest is going to perform better just because it does have the Lugia. It also has the Rayquaza. So Silver Tempest in the past few days, there's been a good amount of boxes being sold. You can see 10 here, 10 here. Hence why we see it now at 270 because I think at this point they're around like 250. So things are going back up for Sword and Shield. A little bit calm, movements, just kind of going back to where they were before they were kind of slowly dipping. And I guess that's a sort of a reason why nobody has really been talking about Sword and Shield is because the market really hasn't been doing anything. Sword and Shield, it's in a very stable market. It's not like Scarlet and Violet where things are going up and down, reprints, new stuff. Sword and Shield is not in the talks right now, but long term, a lot of these boxes are still great pickups, especially ones that haven't really retraced that much, like Chilling. Even the ones that have, like, they're still good buys. But hopefully you guys did buy on that dip to get that small discount while it lasted. But just wanted to revisit Sword and Shield because I've only been talking about like Prismatic, Journey Together, and I haven't made a video about Sword and Shield in a very long time. So want to talk about the prices of some boxes that went back to where they were, some that didn't, and just give my thoughts about some of these boxes and the investability of them. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.